Hello everyone, I am DAGG and this is Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. Welcome everyone to this brand new series here in my channel, which is everything you need to know about Saint Seiya. In this series of episodes, we're going to talk about everything, literally everything about Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac. Why, you may ask? Because when people ask me what is my favorite anime, I will respond Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac, but almost nobody knows the anime, which is a shame because it is one of the top animes in history. So, with no more introduction, this is Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. Episode 1. Everything about the main series / story. Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac was created in 1985 by Masami Kurumada. It is the story of 5 saints. They are Pegasus Seiya, Andromeda Shun, Dragon Shiryu, Hyoga Cygnus, and Iki Phoenix. And as I mentioned, they are called knights or saints, however you want to call them. They protect the goddess Athena, which is the goddess of war, and also Saori Kido. Now, this series is all about fights. It is pretty much like Dragon Ball. In fact, at its peak in Mexico, it was competing with Dragon Ball on popularity. It was that big. I personally love it because I love Greek mythology. I think it's one of the most interesting topics. And this is literally it. It includes various characters from various mythologies. We can have Hades, Poseidon, Hercules, and more. And it is just amazing. Every saint has a constellation. For example, Seiya has a Pegasus constellation. That means they represent that constellation. And there are 3 different types of saints. We have the bronze saints, which are the normal saints, and also the weaker saints. Then we have the silver saints, which are way stronger than the bronze saints and also have different constellations. And then we have the gold saints, which represent all the zodiac signs. For example, we have Mu of Aries, we have Camus of Aquarius, Saga of Gemini, Aiolos from Sagittarius, Ioria from Leo, and you get the point. My personal favorite is Ioria of Leo because I am Leo, so that makes sense. They are the strongest saints. They are able to travel. When they are at their maximum power, they can travel the earth 7.5 times in 1 second. They can move at the speed of light, which is honestly pretty fast. The anime / manga of Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac contains the following arcs. We have the Galactic Wars Arc, which is where we get introduced on the characters, how Seiya got his clothes as well as the other 4 main saints. And we can see how Saori Kido, not as the form of Athena, or at least not yet, makes them fight one another in, well, fight 1v1s in a tournament, and the winner gets the Sagittarius Gold Club. I will not spoil what happens, but trust me, it's going to get interesting. Then after that we have the Black Saints arc. In this arc, black copies, not being racist, they're literally called Black Saints, which are evil clones of the main characters, steal something important, so Seiya and the others need to get that thing. So they borrow their clones, and that's very cool. Then we move to the Silver Saints arc. Silver Saints are sent by the Sanctuary, the 12 temples of the 12 Gold Saints is, and also the Pope, and supposedly a fake Athena sends the Silver Saints because the Pope doesn't want anyone to know that the real Athena is out there, that being Saorikido, because the Pope wants to rule the world. But I cannot tell you the secret identity because that would be a major spoiler. So as I was saying, the Sanctuary sends the Silver Saints to kill our protagonists, as well as Athena. And here we have some amazing battles. Our protagonists do battles to the death against opponents that are way stronger than them. And of course, they win. I'm just going to say, of course they win. I'm not going to tell you how or what happened, but they win. And then, while they are still recovering, Seiya is in the hospital, damaged. And that's when Ioria, the Leo Saint, comes into play. This is one of the first times we see a Gold Saint in action. I cannot say what happens, but basically Ioria tells Athena after an event, I'm not going to say what event because it's one of the most epic scenes in the anime. Ioria tells Athena to go to the Sanctuary to talk to the Pope to prove that she is the real Athena. So that's when we hit the Sanctuary arc. In this arc, Athena finally arrives to the Sanctuary just to be hit by a golden arrow in the chest, and that means that she has 12 hours, which are represented in a clock, to live. And that also means that our protagonists have 12 hours to defeat the 12 Golden Saints, which are the most powerful saints in Athena's army. And remember, the Golden Saints think that Athena is in the top of the Sanctuary with the Pope. But the Pope is acting as if Athena was in the Sanctuary, but she actually isn't, of course, because we have Athena. 13 years ago, well, in this story of Saint Seiya, there was a baby, that was Athena. The Pope tried to kill Athena with the golden dagger, but he was stopped just in time by Aiolos, the gold saint of Sagittarius. The Pope, not to get in trouble, said that Aiolos was a traitor and that he was trying to kill Athena. So the whole sanctuary was against Aiolos. So he had to make a run for it. But unfortunately, he was stopped by Shura of Capricorn and killed by him. Shura had the opportunity to kill baby Athena, but didn't, because reasons. So the baby was found by Mitsumasa Kido, which we know him as Athena's grandfather, because he adopted her. Why is not his father? I don't know, but he's his grandfather. Mitsumasa Kido also gets the Golden Cloth, and that's why it was a prize in the Galactic Wars Arc. The Saints fight deadly battles, and they awaken the Seventh Sense, which is the most powerful power that a saint can have. Of course, they are able to save Athena. I mean, for the sake of this video, you already know that. So we move on to the Asgard Arc. Basically, Hilda of Polaris, which is the ruler right now at the moment of Asgard, is being controlled by a ring. I don't know the name in English, but I would say in Spanish maybe it makes sense. It's called the Nibelungo ring. So our 5 main characters need to go to Asgard and defeat the 7 warrior gods, which are not really warrior gods. They are not the gods, they are just warriors, but you know how things go. So they need to defeat them to get the Odin Sapphires, so they can awaken Odin's armor, which is the only one that can destroy the ring. So of course we have some amazing battles. And a pretty cool opening too. By the way, this arc is not canon. This only exists in the anime, not in the manga. After the Asgard arc, we go on to the Poseidon arc. The Poseidon arc, as you guessed, Poseidon has been in love with Athena for a long time, and well, he kidnaps her in order to be close to her. Poseidon sends her into a pillar and starts filling up with water. So the saints need to defeat Poseidon and his 7 marine generals to save her. This is where the battles start to get very, very intense, and wow. I loved 100% this season. It is amazing. The saints uncover a new power, which is very cool. The saints' cosmos start to increase into new levels. The final battle is amazing and one of the best seasons ever. And also the marine generals, or I don't know how they're called in English, remember I'm from Mexico, they also have a constellation. And I forgot, the Asgard warriors also have a constellation. So everything is based on stars and constellations, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So of course, as I say, the final battle is epic, and then the series stopped. For a couple of years it ended, nothing happened. And BAM! We are hit with the Hades arc years later. Years. And oh my god, the Hades arc is it's probably the best saga in the anime. For real, it is the Holy War. Why holy? Because this battle occurs every 200 and so years. So this will always happen. Hades versus Athena. Every 200 years they face up in a battle. And it's pretty epic and sad. There are lots of deaths. We can see gold saints against gold saints. I cannot say which gold saints because that would be some spoilers of the Sanctuary arc. But after that, we're just going to skip a lot of explanation of that because it has some powerful moments and I don't want to ruin the series for you. If you really want to know, you can DM me on Instagram, Twitter, on Discord. You can DM me there and I can spoil it for you, but I don't want to do it in the video. So after they fight in the Sanctuary in the Hades arc, we now go to the underworld, Hades' home. And of course our saints need to travel through the underworld and fight the specters. They are like Athena has her saints and Hades has their specters. So of course they clash, epic battles as always. And then we go to Elysium, a place where only the gods can be. And we have the final battle in the anime against three gods: Hypnos, Thanatos, and Hades. And oh my god, these battles are amazing. They really are. So that's basically the main series, but we also have 4 non-canonic movies. The first one being Evil Goddess Ares, released in 1987, when basically the saints battle the evil goddess Ares, which is the goddess of discord. No, not that discord. As I said, it is not a canon movie because, well, Ares is also the antagonist in the Saint Seiya show anime, which we're going to talk about in another episode. Then we have the Heated Battle of the Gods, released in 1988, in which the Saints battle Doblar, another fight in Asgard because Doblar is Odin's representative. Then we have Legend of the Crimson Youth, released in 1988, in which the Saints battle Apeo, who is Athena's brother. And finally we have Warriors of the Final Holy War, released in 1989, in which our Saints battle the one and only Lucifer, the devil. After that there was another movie release called Saint Seiya Heaven Chapter Overture, in which our Saints battle the goddess Artemis. It was supposed to be canonic after the events of the Hades saga, but there was a lot of conflict between Toei Animations and Masami Kurumada and going to a fight because Toei Animations changed a lot of the script of the original vision of Masami Kurumada, so the story got screwed, and Masami Kurumada as well as Toei decided to not create the next seasons, and that's basically where Saint Seiya as a franchise died for the most part. But it is coming back. May I present to you Saint Seiya Ultimate. Saint Seiya Ultimate is a re-release of the original projects made by Masami Kurumada. Basically, it is the original works of Masami Kurumada once again, and I've actually been collecting them monthly. So we have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, and Volume 6. Of course, they are still going to come out monthly, so I'm still going to be collecting them and reading them, and it is good to take a look back to the series where it started. And now, I say the series was dead, but I meant the anime. But the story is still continuing in a very slow pace, but that's for another video, that being the next video. That's all for today. I hope to see you in the next videos, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. In the next episode, we're going to talk about all the spin-offs, from Saint Seiya Lost Canvas to Saint Seiya Saint Seiya Show, including Episode G, Episode 0, and Origin, and many more. And you, have you ever felt the power of the cosmos?